Yeah, if you've been waking up in the Western Cape and the Cape provinces and Gauteng the last couple of days, it feels like we've gone back into winter. Very icy the past 24 to 48 hours. Also quite cold today, but it is going to start warming up a little bit. This cold front sweeping across 4 provinces, Limpopo, KZN, the Cape and also Gauteng. Many people still remember snow that fell in Johannesburg back in September, back in the 1980s. Not quite as cold these last few days, though. So how common is spring snow? That's what it's called here in South Africa, because we've seen the photos. Let's see when we're going to start getting a bit warmer as well. Always good to have forecaster Lehlohonolo Thobela joining us. Good to have you back with us on eNCA. So why have we suddenly gotten so cold? I mean, in no sense of irony, you're wearing a beanie, Lehlohonolo. Good morning.
Good morning, brother man. Yes, I'm wearing a beanie. It is very cold in the morning. I mean, you can see the time of the interview we're having now. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Why are we so cold?
All right, so we're so cold because we had a cold front that made landfall over the Western Cape the past 2 days, and it moved further east. As it was moving further east, so what happens, the cold front carries cold air behind it, and there was a weather system that pushed much more of the cold into the central and the eastern areas of the country, which then resulted in the cold conditions and windy conditions that we experienced in the past 2 days.
Is this unusual for this time of the year? Obviously, I can't remember back to last year's data around about this time, but it feels rather unusual unless I've just got short-term memory loss.
No, it's definitely unusual for things like snow to happen in times of spring, when people are experiencing or expecting much more of the sunlight and flowers blossoming. So it is uncommon for it to happen at this time, but then it does happen from time to time. But it is really uncommon. It all depends on how the systems move. So the winter systems sometimes take time to move further south of the country for the weather that we are usually prone to over spring into summer.
So do you think this is just a bad hangover from winter? Could this be the last big chill for the year?
I think you got the right word for it. You've given me a platform. Now I'm going to use it. It is a bad hangover for the weather. However, yes, I think it's time then. As time flies, I mean, if you look at the temperatures, they swap from tomorrow. You start seeing the southwestern areas going back to being cool and cold, especially over the Western Cape. We're expecting isolated to get a chance of showers and rain over the Western Cape for the next coming 2 days. However, the central and the eastern areas of the country are expected to be warmer and hotter in the northern areas, spreading over to Limpopo and Mpumalanga. The low veld of Mpumalanga is there yet to experience much more of the hot conditions. However, today we're still expecting some drizzle along the coastal, it's mainly escarpment of Mpumalanga, with much more of the country not experiencing any rainfall today. Tomorrow, a cold front then slips south of the country over the Western Cape province. That's when they expect some isolated showers and rain, mainly along the west coast. And then on the following day, which is Friday, they're expecting scattered to an isolated chance of showers and rain, with cooler conditions over most areas of the Cape provinces tomorrow into Friday. However, the central and the eastern parts spreading over Gauteng, Mpumalanga, and some parts of KwaZulu-Natal, we can expect some warm and fine weather into the weekend.
Can I ask this? I know we're talking about snow and spring snow. Lehlohonolo, before I let you go, when are we going to start getting some rain up in, I suppose you'd call it the Highveld area, not the Western Cape, so Gauteng, Northwest, Limpopo, these provinces? It feels like it's very late, again, but I'm not the expert. It's why I'm asking you. Is rain very late this year for us in Joburg?
So considering that we're under El Nino, we're expecting below normal of the rainfall that happens. And with spring happening, the central parts are yet to experience rainfall, however, later in the month. So we're yet to we're expecting for the central and the eastern areas, we can expect the showers and rain to start happening, especially as September starts to end.
Oh, that's good news for my garden, and I'm sure many people's gardens, and our water restrictions as well. Always great dressing up in no sense of irony, a sweater and a beanie. It's how cold it is at the moment. Weather forecaster Lehlohonolo Thobela joining us.